Print had always been the one in control, sharp eyes, perfectly pressed suits, and a calm that could quiet any storm. Ray, on the other hand, was pure, beautiful chaos in sneakers. She was a whirlwind of laughter, impulsive dances, and a heart that beat to its own vibrant rhythm. They were polar opposites, like the sun and the moon. Yet, whenever they were together, something in the air would just soften. It was like the world itself took a deep breath, finally at peace. Their worlds collided on the set of a film, a series called Queendom, which celebrated powerful women ruling their own destinies. Print landed the role of a stoic, no-nonsense CEO, while Ray was cast as the free-spirited artist who was meant to challenge her every rule. It was art imitating life, or perhaps, life was just waiting for art to catch up. Off-screen, the sparks between them were impossible to ignore. Every glance during a rehearsal felt charged with electricity. Every accidental touch lingered just a fraction of a second too long. The air crackled with unspoken tension. One late evening, long after the crew had packed up and the set had fallen silent, Ray found Prince still sitting in a quiet corner of the studio, her script resting in her hands. The soft, ambient studio lights cast a golden glow on her face, making her look almost ethereal. Ray couldn't help but feel a pull towards her. "You're still here?" she asked, her voice soft as she stepped closer. Print looked up, and for a moment, the weariness in her eyes was replaced by a familiar warmth that only Ray seemed to draw out. "Couldn't leave," Print replied, her voice a low murmur. "My head's still running lines." A playful smirk danced on Ray's lips. Or maybe, she leaned in slightly, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper, "You just wanted to see me again." A tiny, almost imperceptible smile curved Prince's lips, the kind of rare, genuine smile that Ray lived for. "You're too confident," Print teased back, but there was no bite to her words. Ray took a seat right beside her, their knees almost touching, close enough to feel the gentle heat radiating from her skin. "Confidence or truth, you decide," Ray challenged softly. A comfortable silence settled between them, but it wasn't empty. It was alive, humming with all the words they were too afraid to say out loud. Prince's fingers nervously traced the edge of her script, and she could feel her own pulse quickening. Ray, sensing the shift, leaned in even closer, her voice now a husky whisper that sent shivers down Prince's spine. "Why do you always pull away when I get close?" The question hung in the air, direct and vulnerable. Print let out a soft, shaky breath. "Because you make me feel things I'm not supposed to." The confession was quiet, but it landed with the weight of 1,000 unsaid emotions. Ray's eyes glimmered in the dim light, full of understanding and something more, a gentle challenge. "And who decided what we're supposed to feel?" Their gazes locked steady, burning, trembling with the weight of their shared desire. And then, Ray slowly reached up, her thumb brushing ever so gently against Prince's cheek. This time, Print didn't pull away. She didn't even flinch. It felt like the entire world just fell away. No cameras, no lines, no expectations from anyone. There was only them, in that small, quiet corner of the universe. When their lips finally met, it was more than just a kiss. It was a confession, a promise, and a complete and total surrender all at once. Print melted into Ray's touch, her hands finding Ray's waist and gripping her tightly, as if anchoring herself in this new, breathtaking reality. Ray deepened the kiss, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs, in sync with every breath they shared. It was soft, yet utterly consuming, a love that was speaking louder and more honestly than any scripted dialogue ever could. When they finally, reluctantly, pulled back, they were both breathless. Ray rested her forehead against Prince, a tender smile gracing her lips. "See?" she whispered. "That wasn't so hard." A low chuckle escaped Prince's lips, her usual composure completely gone, replaced by a radiant, unguarded joy. "You have no idea," she admitted, her voice thick with emotion, "how hard it was not to do that sooner." In that moment, the stoic CEO and the free-spirited artist disappeared, leaving only Print and Ray. In the weeks that followed, their connection grew stronger with each passing day, both on screen and off. Every scene they shared now carried a new kind of magic, a depth that felt astonishingly real. Their chemistry wasn't acting anymore. It was their truth, spilling out for the world to see. The director would often just pause during takes, completely mesmerized by the raw authenticity they brought to their roles. He knew he was capturing lightning in a bottle. During one particularly emotional scene, a heart-wrenching confrontation between their characters, Prince's voice cracked mid-line, and real tears began streaming down her face. The emotion was so raw, so palpable. Ray, seeing her vulnerability, didn't stick to the script. In a moment of pure instinct, she reached out, cupped Prince's face in her hands, and kissed her passionately, fearlessly, right there in the middle of the take. The entire crew fell silent, watching in awe. It wasn't just a performance anymore. It was love, undeniable and raw, unfolding right before their eyes. When the director finally called cut, the spell was broken. Prince looked at Ray through her tear-filled eyes, her heart overflowing. "You make me brave," she whispered, her voice full of awe. Ray smiled softly, her own eyes shining with love. "You make me whole." That night, they left the studio together, walking hand in hand under the soft glow of the city lights, their fingers intertwined, fitting together like two puzzle pieces that had finally found their match. The world outside felt distant, muted. All that mattered was this connection between them. Prince stopped walking and turned to face Ray, her expression serious but so full of love. "You and me, we're different," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "But somehow we make sense." Ray nodded, giving her hand a reassuring squeeze. She looked into Prince's eyes and said, "We're not different. We're one." And under the soft, gentle hum of the night, they kissed again. This kiss held every beat of their journey, the uncertainty, the longing, the fear, and the final, beautiful surrender. Two women, from two completely different worlds, now sharing one heartbeat, one soul. Because when love finds its true rhythm, no difference, no obstacle can ever divide it. Prince and Ray, we are one. Thank you so much for watching our story. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.